YouTube, hello. TikTok, hello. Facebook. Welcome to our True Crime Live after our community auction. We thank you very much if you attended our auction. We thank you very much if you're watching now. We're going to talk about some true crime topics like PDiddy. We're going to talk about a 14-year-old girl who beat her grandmother to death with her own walker and then told police she helped her die. And we're going to talk about the missing South Carolina wife. Well, her body's been found, and now her husband and two roommates have been charged in connection to her death. So we're going to talk about all of that. Hey there. Hi, everybody, Buttercup and Steph and everybody joining over here on the TikToks. Appreciate you very much. We're going to talk about this, and actually we're probably going to end at a pretty good time tonight. That'd be good. So let's look at some of this. There's supposed to be like 3,000 people coming forward about Sean Puff Daddy, Sean John, Diddy Combs, whatever you want to call him, P. Diddy. A lot of other choice names that you'd want to call him. That begin with, you know what's ironic? You know what's really ironic, right? Think about the name that they call P. File. And his name is P. Diddy. Isn't that weird? Yeah, okay. It's like hello, TikTok. So, let's see. Hello, Margot and White Angel, and thank you for coming into the True Crime Chat. I am going to talk about some things here. So let's take a look at this 14-year-old, because this is troubling. This is another 14-year-old killing not her mother, but killing her grandmother. Come on. What is going on? And there was another missing mom who was missing since April, mom of 4. And my gosh, when I see her face, I feel like I know her. It's so crazy. You ever see that and you're trying to remember where you know that person from? And I can just hear the way she talks and everything, just looking at her face, and I feel like I know her. And I'm not sure if it's like someone that's on TV that I've seen, or... But wow, I feel like I know her. So the remains of a Missouri mom who was missing since April have been found in a wooded area on private property. Emily Strite, 34. I'm trying to think of who she... If I close my eyes, I can hear her. Was found. Her body was confirmed to be Emily Strite. The sheriff's office says the cause of death is so far undetermined, and investigators are trying to determine how her body ended up where it was found. She was last seen on April 12th. The sheriff's office said at the time it believed that she left of her own free will. Family members say she had 4 children that ranged in age from 3 to 17 and may have been going to see the 3 younger children and their father in Illinois when she disappeared. She didn't make it out of DeSoto where she lived. Very sad. And then we have the other missing South Carolina woman who was found, and another beautiful life taken far too soon. This is Jessica Barnes, and remains were found and determined to be Jessica Barnes, and now her husband and 2 roommates have been charged in connection with her death. Her husband, Brandon Barnes, faces a murder charge. The couple's roommates, Kendall Mims and Victoria Tippett, sounds like somebody I know, are being charged with accessories after the fact, obstruction of justice, and failure to report a crime. I can't talk tonight. The arrest warrants allege that Brandon Barnes strangled Jessica, while Mims and Tippett assisted in disposing of her body. Greg Shore, the coroner, advised his office is now involved in the investigation of a woman who has been missing since August, and her body was discovered in Pickens County, South Carolina. Anderson County Coroner Greg Shore said Wednesday afternoon. He advised that initially the investigation was handled by the Pickens County Coroner's Office, where the body was discovered, but late last night the investigation took a turn and revealed that the victim was apparently killed in Pendleton, South Carolina. Investigators with the Anderson County Office of the Coroner have now been assigned to the case. She was reported missing on September 10th of 2024 by her mother, stating that she had not been seen since August 1st of 2024. Investigators from Pendleton Police Department and SLED searched for her and located her remains in a wooded area in Pickens County on Friday, September 20th. The case was initially handled by the Pickens County Coroner's Office, and forensic testing was performed by Clemson Anthropology Department and a forensic odontologist, confirming that the remains were in fact Jessica Barnes. An autopsy was performed by the Pickens County Coroner's Office, and the cause of death has been determined to be asphyxiation by strangulation. The manner of death has been ruled a homicide. The investigation is ongoing by Pendleton Police Department, SLED, Pickens County Coroner's Office, and the Anderson County Office of the Coroner. Jessica Barnes' body was located in Pickens County, which is about 25 miles north of their home in Pendleton. Now, there's another woman, Catherine Gom, who has 2 children with Brandon Barnes, Jessica's husband. She left him in 2022 after he allegedly assaulted her in Maine, and she claimed that Barnes cut her off from her family by breaking her phone and blocking her relatives and friends on social media. She also accused him of confining her inside their residence. She further alleged that Barnes assaulted her while she was pregnant and accused her of eating too much. She provided a copy of an order of protection that she got against him. Yeah, wow, okay. Yes. So now let's go to that 14-year-old. In Florida, 14-year-old girl learned on Wednesday that she's going to stand trial as an adult for killing her grandmother back in May. Sofia Koval, who's from the Ukraine, was accused of fatally beating Yevhenia Koval, 80, with her walker and a belt. Wow. The teen told her father that her grandmother had scratched her, leading her to strike the victim several times with a belt in self-defense. Reports indicated that Sofia Koval's father said he left his teen daughter with his mother while he visited a friend. The elderly woman was found battered and bruised that evening. According, let's see here, she suffered 15 abrasions to her neck and face, bruising to her hands, arms, and legs, hemorrhaging to the right side of her neck and arms, scalp contusions and hemorrhaging, and a brain bleed. Her death was ruled a homicide. The girl's father reportedly told police that he took his daughter's cell phone shortly before the incident. He said his daughter recently moved to the United States from the Ukraine, and he believes that her behavioral issues stemmed from what she witnessed in the war and from being away from her mother. Once in custody, the teenager told police that her grandmother was already dying and that she helped her die. Authorities noted in their report that Sofia Koval appeared sleep-deprived and experiencing a psychotic episode. Despite this, a judge ruled that there was probable cause for the manslaughter charge and ordered her jailed without bond. Let's see. Broward State Attorney Howard Pryor explained why they sought to have a teenager tried as an adult. He said, and I quote, "Due to the severity of the crime, and after reviewing the defense's presentations, we believe this case should proceed in adult court. We are exploring all options and working closely with the Broward Public Defender's Office to find a resolution that holds her accountable while considering the age and the circumstances of the case. Florida prosecutors have been in contact with the Ukraine consulate regarding the case." Wow. Where's her mother? I wonder. Crazy. Beat her grandmother to death. Now, a doctor pled guilty to his role in the death of Matthew Perry. So one of the two doctors who was charged in connection with the ketamine death of actor Matthew Perry has pled guilty to helping provide the actor with a drug that killed him and will surrender his medical license. Wow. Attorney Matthew Binninger said that his client, Mark Chavez, is cooperating with prosecutors. Quote, Binninger saying, "The factual basis from the plea agreement will be used as the basis for the medical board to issue a complaint against him requesting the surrender of his license. We will agree with that conclusion, and at that point, his license will be revoked. I cannot give you an exact timeline about when that will happen because it is up to the medical board, but the wheels are in motion, and now the guilty plea has been entered. It should happen sooner than later." Chavez pled guilty to one count of conspiracy to distribute ketamine. Perry, 54, he was found dead in his jacuzzi at his home in Pacific Palisades a year ago. Autopsy determined he died from acute effects of ketamine. The autopsy report said that the ketamine levels in his bloodstream would have caused cardiovascular overstimulation and respiratory depression. Chavez, Dr. Salvador Plasencia, Jasvine Senga, Kenneth Iwamasa, and Eric Fleming were all charged in connection with the actor's death. Chavez joins Awamsasa, Perry's assistant and acquaintance Fleming, in taking plea deals. Plasencia and Sanja, known as the Ketamine Queen, are still fighting the charges against them and have pled not guilty. Awamsasa pled guilty to conspiracy to distribute ketamine resulting in death and serious bodily injury. Fleming pled guilty to conspiracy to distribute ketamine and distribution of ketamine resulting in death and serious bodily injury. Chavez remains free on a $50,000 bond and will be sentenced in April. Wow. Okay, let's go back. All right, we did that in the morning. Let's see what's going on with Diddy. I know that. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's get his picture up here so we know we're on P. Diddy. So a 9-year-old boy is among 120 people accusing Sean Diddy Combs of SA and abuse in impending lawsuits, with more people planning to come forward, according to that Texas lawyer, Tony Busby. He held a press conference Tuesday, and he alleged that Sean Diddy Combs SA'd multiple minors. Busby claimed that a 9-year-old boy was essayed after auditioning on the Bad Boy Records studio in New York City. Other boys were there to audition as well, Busby said. All of them were trying to land a record deal. All of them were minors. This individual, this 9-year-old, was essayed, allegedly by Sean Diddy Combs and several other people at the studio with the promise to both of his parents and himself of getting a record deal. Busby said he plans to file a lawsuit within the next 30 days. We will expose the enablers who enabled this conduct behind closed doors. We will pursue this matter no matter who the evidence implicates, as they should, Busby said at his Tuesday news conference. Sean Combs is behind bars in New York after a 3-count indictment claimed that the hip-hop mogul abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct, and did so for decades. Among the methods used, the indictment details what it calls freak-offs, which were elaborate and produced performances that Sean Diddy Combs arranged. He directed them, and he pleasured himself during them. He often recorded them. Sometimes these events lasted for days, the indictment says. And Combs and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover, unbelievable, from the physical exertion and the drug use. Police arrested Diddy in September on charges that included racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Under the racketeering conspiracy charge, Combs created a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Meanwhile, the lawyer Busby stated that over 3,000 people have brought some accusations against Sean Diddy Combs to his office, with lawsuits set to be filed in several states. He also mentioned that the names of additional defendants will be disclosed later. Interesting. Many powerful people, many dirty secrets, he said. It's a long list already, but because of the nature of this case, we are going to make sure, damn sure, we are right before we do that. These names will shock you. Well, okay, so they're going to shock you. Well, let me see something, guys. I had a source tell me today, and it was a source. Let me see here and see if this is. See if there's any truth to that. Okay, so there was something happening where the dad, you remember Family Matters, and the dad was a cop, Carl Winslow. Well, there's been something going around that said that somebody said they walked in on Diddy going to town on Carl. If you get my drift, right? Well, now, Reginald VelJohnson said, no, that's not true, that he ever took place in a Sean Diddy Combs freak-off party. That rumor kicked off after the comedian Loose Cannon alleged earlier this year that he had walked in on Diddy doing it with VelJohnson. Okay, but he's saying he's denying. Now, whether that's true or not, we don't know. But he addressed the rumors, okay, and said, no, that's not true. And we have some more stuff with Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams was fired because she was going to expose Diddy And, you know, all those health issues that Wendy Williams had, now they're saying that her and another person may have been fabricating them because they thought it would keep Diddy away from them. But she broke her silence, and she calls his alleged actions horrible. Meanwhile, her ex-husband is demanding their divorce be overturned. That's interesting. Okay. So let's see what she said. Wendy Williams, she was a rap industry's gossip queen on popular New York City area radio stations like Hot 97 and WBLS. Well, let's see. Wendy has broken her silence as she continues to deal with serious health issues. Let's see what she said about this. She said, "You know how I feel about that? It's about time. To see the video on TV of Cassie getting pummeled, it was just horrific. But now you have to think, how many more times, how many people, how many more women? It's just so horrible." Now, Wendy Williams and P. Diddy have had their fair share of run-ins. Back in 1998, when P. Diddy allegedly got the then radio host fired from her Hot 97 gig, at least according to our protege, Charlamagne. I don't know how to... Charlamagne. Wendy's whole thing was Diddy was gay, said this Char. I'm just going to call her Char. That's why Wendy got fired from Hot 97. Wendy got fired from Hot 97 by Diddy because that's when Bad Boy was smoking hot. She got fired for putting that out there. Now this is also the person, this Char, who I'm going to call Char, that spoke on Diddy allegedly having sexual relations with the Family Matters dad, Carl Winslow. But he's denying that now, okay? Back in 2022, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, alluded to his then boss getting Williams fired from Hot 97 in an interview. With the radio stations in New York, mothers didn't breathe hard if Puff didn't want them to. Puff got one of the hottest DJs off of Hot 97 because she wanted to put up a picture of him getting his pants pulled down. Puff told Hot 97 if they didn't get rid of her before he got back in New York, that they were not going to get any music from any of his friends, any of the record label executives. That was cool with him. Everyone was going to boycott their station when he was out in LA for 3 days before he landed back in New York. Wendy was in the radio station in Philly. It was over for her. She was fired. Pink slipped. Okay, let's see what else is going on. What about Nick Cannon? How does he fit in here, huh? Let me see here. Let me see. Okay, let's see here. "25 of his victims, according to this Tony Busby were underage when they were assaulted. Okay, so let's see some of this other. So some of the people on this list of prominent figures are Leonardo DiCaprio, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Ashton Kutcher, Paris Hilton, Howard Stern, Russell Brand, Mariah Carey, Jennifer Lopez, Russell Simmons, Usher, and Megan Fox. The circulation of this list gained further attention when Usher and Pink deleted posts from their Twitter accounts, formerly known as Twitter. Pink is involved in this too. Speculation also suggests that Justin Bieber may have been impacted by P. Diddy's actions, though these claims remain unverified. P. Diddy fans demand to see the list of associates. Music fans are demanding to see the list of associates who they believe are connected to all that P. Diddy's alleged S-trafficking. Sean Combs, better known as P. Diddy, has been slapped with charges of S-trafficking. Okay, so let's see. Now, fans want to know... Hold on a minute. Now, fans want to know what other big names could be connected or even implicated in if the mogul comes under scrutiny. Let's see. Diddy has practically partied with celebrities from Usher to Justin Bieber, and now some of his high-profile associates, including famous musicians and actors, are said to be extremely worried that their names could be mentioned if this case unfolds. Sources close to the Irish star say Diddy partied with a whole host of famous faces over the years. They loved partying with him at his lavish soirees all over the world. Sometimes he would even have his face printed on fake dollar bills and make it rain all over the guests, where models were handpicked to attend. Now, even more than ever, there is talk in Hollywood among the circles that he used to hang out with in the acting world as well as the music world that there are other names that could be mentioned. It's pretty uncomfortable right now. People are just watching and waiting. Meanwhile, family is convinced of J-Lo's connection to P. Diddy may have been a factor in the Ben Affleck split. I don't know, maybe. I don't know if that's really the factor. Let's see here. Let's see what you guys are saying about Diddy. If they're saying anything about Diddy, Diddy do, Diddy do. Okay. Hi, Nurse of all trades. How are you? What an ego. He's gross. Yeah. Hi, Video Reel. How are you? Okay. So, I mean, that's what we got, I think, tonight. I hate to make it so brief, but we came, we saw, we conquered. We did what we were set out to do. We're going to play the word game, and then I'm going to call it a night because I've got friends coming in tomorrow, and they could be end up here very early, and I'm going to take a shower and get ready and all that stuff, all that good stuff. So let's do this, and then we will go to bed. I hope it's not too long or too hard. I hate this. There's the daily. Oh, it's a tiny, tiny one. It is always there. And everyone. Okay. Oh no, that last word. I don't know. What is it? What is it? Aiming? Okay, Margot, you get the credit tonight. Don't have another freak out. Or freak off. Please, no freak offs. Very good. Thank you, and we're going to call it a night. Everybody take care. Love you guys. God bless. Prayers. We'll see you later. Be good. Bye-bye. Get back in the groove of it, hopefully tomorrow.